Hello, and welcome to today's video. Today, we will be discussing the comparison between a flat file and a database table using reconciliation in iceDQ. Let's begin by creating a reconciliation rule. First, select a folder and create a rule. Give the rule an appropriate name. Now, let's set up our source data set. Choose the connection type as a file. Connection as flat file native. The file type as delimited. Locate the desired file, in this case, customer.csv. Next, let's preview the data. Our first row is the header row, and we want to skip the header row. We don't want to trim the data. Instead of null, we are using blank space. These changes are done to imitate our ETL process behavior. Refresh the schema and data to view the file contents, which include customer information such as names, email ID, phone numbers, and addresses. Moving on, let's set up our target data connection. Choose the connection type as database. Connection as AdventureWorks 2019. Select the schema as DBO and table name as customer. Now, let's preview the data in the target. We should have the same data as in the file, including names, phone numbers, email ID, addresses, and more. Next, let's set up diff join condition. The column names are the same in both the source and target. One point to note is that the data type for source is text, since our source is a flat file. Whereas we have an appropriate data type in target, since our target is a database. Now, select Auto Map by Column Name to map the columns. Let's pin our primary key, customer ID, and add rest of all the columns as our checks. Let's take a look at the checks that have been created. Each column from the source is now part of the checks. However, there is a discrepancy in the data types between the source and the target, as we can see in diff join. For example, customer type has data type as text in source since it is populated from flat file, whereas it has data type as tinyInt in target since it is populated from database. The same issue is present for columns date of birth, zip code, and modified date. To resolve this, we can use the toString function to convert the data types of the necessary columns. Let's update the check for date of birth. Adding toString, update the check. Let's update the check for zip code. Let's update the check for modified date. Let's publish and run the rule. Refresh the runs. We can see that out of 100 records in the source and target, we are getting mismatches for all 100 records. Let's investigate further by clicking on the instance ID. We can see the modified date is the culprit. This discrepancy is due to format issues between the source and target. Continuing the investigation, we observe that customer type, title, and first name don't have any issues. However, middle names are replaced by the character A. Last names and email addresses are fine. Phone numbers also have some mismatches. Few phone numbers have value 1234567890. The date of birth column has similar issues. Date of birth is having mismatches, and we can see date of birth is defaulted to a value the 1st of January 3001. Similarly, we can verify address line 1, address line 2, and other columns. Thus, we have successfully validated flat file customers.csv with the database table customer using iceDQ. Thank you.
With iceDQ, automate data migration testing, ETL and big data testing, BI report testing, and production data monitoring. Get iceDQ today.